Hey y'all, this is another episode of Homeroom Smooth Podcast. I got with me Kev, Shar, and a new person with me today. I have Heather. How are y'all doing today? How are you doing?
Doing well. Heather, welcome.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much. It feels so good to be here. Finally, I'm excited to get to talking to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What? How long have I been attempting? What, like?
So, pretty much, Byron. Okay, told me about his podcast way back in I guess probably like way back in April or maybe even before that, like March when we actually met. And then I was like, oh, one day. And that one day turned into several months. And we are finally here. So hopefully I can be a regular face. Thank you again, Byron, for opening up your stream to me and letting me be a part of this. I'm super excited and very proud of you and all your endeavors so far. So, yes. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. But yeah, with that being said, how y'all feel about little boys playing with a kitchenette though?
What?
So a lot
You
of
gotta
people
get a full backstory.
Full backstory. Look,
Wait,
Shar, I'm counting on you for the backstory.
Oh, okay, I got you because
Go ahead.
I am very triggered by this topic. So, okay, I was on vacation, minding my little black ass business. And I come back,
right? Like
I come back to the right. I come back to U.S. soil. It is a huge debate on Facebook because there was a picture. Somebody had taken a picture of their son, and he had like this huge cooking set. It was like one of them. First of all, cooking sets are not like they were when I was a kid because this is like a real stove. So it's like a miniature little kitchen. You have the cabinets and a sink and the stove, and he can make all the food he wants to make. And I guess somehow the debate sparked where little boys shouldn't have cooking sets. It should only be little girls. And they got into this whole gender roles debate. It isn't. The thing has been going. It's been going on for like a week now. This entire debate.
People
and so,
are dumb, bro.
Yes,
people are dumb. So, what were some of the arguments as to why a little boy shouldn't have a cooking set? I'm just curious. What could they possibly say is the reason a little boy shouldn't have a cooking set?
From what I try not to read too much of it because then I get wrapped into it and then I get passionate and start going off on people. But for the most part, a lot of people they were breaking it down like this. Like, for instance, you're supposed to lead your child in the way that they should go, right? So they're like, if your child is a boy, but they were relating it to Barbie dolls. So they were like, if your little child is a boy and he says that he wants to play with Barbie dolls, you shouldn't get him Barbie dolls. You should get him trucks because it's your job as a parent to point him in the right direction. I'm like, y'all are reaching. How did you even get to this point?
Heavily reaching.
I like how they made the act of cooking food. Like they tried to imply it's
because they're thing. Exactly
like, only girls are supposed to cook. Nigga, how you gonna eat, bro? Like what?
Right. So I got two things. So one, with the Barbie doll aspect, your child could grow up and become like a great fashion designer and be making like mad millions.
Yeah.
Like mad millions, like good money off of fashion. That's one. Two, with the kitchen set, he could become a renowned chef. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all think Gordon Ramsay is gay because he in the kitchen? No.
Right.
The top chefs in the world are men. All the top chefs in the world are men.
That's actually true. A majority of them are men. That's so true.
Yeah.
Do we not barbecue anymore? I'm just confused.
Yeah, we do barbecue. but nah, bro. You can see. I bet there's some men who think barbecue and the grilling is different from regular cooking. They're like, it's a difference when you grill. It's like that grill.
I wouldn't put it past
on there.
But
I wouldn't put it
grilling is a man's
work.
job.
Don't you do some prep work in the house though?
I don't know, bro. That's just how some people think. See, this is why I'm always confused about this because it's just the logic of people's minds. Like, do you understand? Like, the logic of what you're thinking is just so wrong. Like, boys aren't supposed to use cooking sets.
So, I went on Facebook and I wrote a status and I said, that's why y'all dusty crushes don't know how to cook.
Which is entirely accurate. I'm just
why would you not want to cook?
Most of the men I date or have dated don't know how to cook. And I bet this has something to do with it. The fact that they weren't raised or nurtured with this kind of stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Look, and as far as like gender roles go, in my house, like we never really had like normal gender roles. Like my dad, yeah, he was still kind of like the man of the house or whatever, but like he did the cooking. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So it's like all that bullshit that boys supposed to do this, girls supposed. I don't know, man. Just all bullshit, bro. It's just all bullshit.
I
I
agree.
agree.
I grew up in a household as well where my dad was the main cook in the family. In fact, my dad taught me how to cook instead of my mom. Now, my mom, she knows how to cook certain things way better than my father. But when it came to things like that, there was not a gender role. So it's interesting that this is even a debate because, like, you would think in 2021, like, we are past gender roles, right? Like, we're past trying to put labels on things, say this is feminine and this is masculine. But unfortunately, people still want to get their panties twisted up in a knot over stuff like that, which is so crazy because I feel like the main thing is as long as you're equipping your child with the tool. Now, I don't have any children, but I just want to say, like, as a bystander, as long as you're equipping your child with the skills that they need to use later in adulthood, like, I think that's really what should matter. People are getting so twisted up in the wrong things, like their perspective is just, I feel like people are just focused on the wrong thing. I just don't think that that's what people should be concerned about. Like, don't you want your kid to be able to cook when they get older? Like, instead of coming to mommy and daddy's house, like, hey, I don't know how to do it, like at 25, and not knocking anybody who can't cook. I'm just gonna say though, the way I was growing up, like, no, my dad had me and my brother in the kitchen cooking, so it wasn't like a weird thing for my brother to be in there. We was chicken though. But no,
I
like,
agree.
it wasn't a weird thing, and like my dad didn't make my brother feel weird about, hey, no, like your mom's in there or your sister's in there, like you just sit back. Like my dad never said that, and I think that's where it starts, is in the household where parents are placing their own biases on their children on that, because kid doesn't know, they just want to cook, they just want to be in there doing whatever mom or dad's doing, so
and then that is a big part of it. That's another thing. Kids, I don't think they don't think of actions like that as, oh, this is what boys do, what girls do. Like, they literally just follow the adult and do whatever the adult is doing.
They're mimicking, right? Which is how they learn. Like,
the fact that it's a conversation, it just like highlights the societal issues we have in American family structure. Like, it's just,
growing up, both of my parents cooked when I was growing up, but my mother was the better cook. But like when she had to work late nights and my dad was the one home, he had to cook. Like, he was cooking when she did most of the cooking, just because she grew up in a typical Southern household where she wanted to take the lead on cooking, and that's her love language. But it wasn't you have to do the cooking and I'm the man and I make the money and you stay home and make all the meals and stuff. So I saw both of my parents cooking growing up, and to this day they still do it that way. And I remember, because my brother, he took a liking to cooking before I did. So I remember he 4 and 5 years old. He's making up his own sauces and stuff. And my parents were, and imagine if they said, oh, you can't do that because you're a boy. You're not supposed to be cooking. Imagine if they said it. And he's an amazing cook now.
I'm trying to be in the kitchen with a woman cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to cook together.
Man.
Turn into a game if you want to. We're going to make the best side dish. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Either way, we're going to kill it.
Right. Like, because my thing is, like, one, like, I'm still caught up on the sexuality part. Like, you really thought, like, them being in the kitchen is going to, like, turn them, like, that is a totally, like, because when I went and read the thread, I'm like, there was so many, it was just like guy after guy after guy, and then there was a couple women too, and I'm just like, and then this is like mainly Black people talking, and I'm just like, how are we still there mentally where we're thinking like that is the main thing we need to be worried about? Like, that's not it at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like Heather said, we got way more important things to focus on. There's something this silly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, somebody was like, how does Boosie feel? I'm like, yo, that's, I said, y'all out of pocket.
Oh, Lord.
talking about how to Boosie. I'm like, when did Boosie become the Ja Rule of feeling about something?
Boy, Boosie is
Right.
like
he always has some ignorant outlooks.
Bro,
He thinks
Boosie is
everything is
like-
gay.
he's like the LGBT arch nemesis, man. He up there with Dave Chappelle right now, bro.
Right.
He thinks everything is gay. Anything you do is gay to Boosie.
Yep.
Man, shoot.
God.
Boosie is relentless, man. That man would never, he'll never change his ways.
Ever. He's stuck in his ways. Yeah, he's not changing at all.
No,
you know, I always wonder though, when you get people that are so homophobic like that, you know, kind of part of me would be like, okay, well, what if one of your kids turn out to be gay? What if the one son you the closest to, your favorite son, what if he turned out to be gay now?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, no
I had
cap.
a conversation with someone who was like that. I was like, because his son was 5, and I was like, well, you can't control how your son is going to turn out. And he's like, no, it's my job to make sure he plays with boy toys and he does boy things. And I was like, you can do that all you want to. If he's going to be gay one day, he's still going to be gay.
Yeah, it ain't no such thing as
man.
boy
Your son
things.
gonna be a masculine ass bottom, bro. Like that's what's gonna be your karma. Like that's gonna be your karma, and you're gonna be sick. You're gonna be sick to your stomach.
And that's often.
And matter of fact, 9 times out of 10, because when you listen to the LGBTQ communities stories, they always share these stories about how their parents or somebody in their family tried to get them to go the other direction, and then they left the house and shut them out completely to live their best, live their truth. So 9 times out of 10, when they do that, they're actually pushing them to be who they want to be.
That's true. I also, I just want to chime in because I completely agree. I feel like sometimes dads in their hypermasculinity almost pushes them, because hypermasculinity seems to be so aggressive at times. It can kind of turn the child away from masculinity because it's like, this is hurting me. It causes trauma. So they're like, okay, well, what I know to be safe and nurturing is femininity, who they often get, and not always the case, but often get from their mother. So then they kind of like follow the pattern, and then they are gay. So then it's like, okay, like that shoving the hypermasculinity down your child's throat, you're really just making it worse. So just like be neutral. Just be neutral. Chill out.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't expect that to just stop right there.
I was like,
I thought Char was gonna say something.
Well, look.
No, I was in agreement because she put the seal on what I had already said. I was like,
she made a good point, man.
Sis got
it.
it.
Same language.
About the hypermasculinity.
I mean, we already had the UT connection.
Yeah.
So y'all got synergy.
We vibing.
I'm gonna keep it real with you though, man. I started looking at everything as like a spectrum, like how they say people's sexuality is a spectrum and stuff. You can have some people who are like really gay, some people who are not as much gay, some people are bi. I think it's the same thing with masculinity and femininity.
Oh, it is.
Like there's not really a such thing as a girl thing or a boy thing. It might be something that's more feminine on the spectrum or something, or some more masculine.
I agree. I have the same exact outlook. I do, because some women can have a lot of masculine energy, which can give off the energy that they don't want, and they're not even women that are. I'm not saying that they're women that prefer to date other women. To just have a masculine energy about them,
but this
that pushes men away.
Cooking though is the most neutral shit. That's just a survival skill,
right?
That's just a survival skill.
You didn't teach your kid how to survive?
That's neutral. That's one of the things that's actually straight up in the middle for every single human.
Yeah, your child out there eating raw meat because they don't know how to work a fire.
Listen, bro, if you ain't got nobody cooking for you,
you'd be surprised. The people I met in college, they didn't know how to boil a hot dog.
Because people be surviving off of fast food and shit in the cafeteria at college.
But you'd be surprised how many people actually grow up like that. I went to college with quite a few of them, and man, I'm telling you, when you be in the dorms and the cafeteria is closed, and there's no food, you got to figure it out. People didn't know what they were doing. I knew people didn't know how to make a hot dog. Like, people really don't know how to cook out here.
Hey, and if anything, man, if they try to say it's girly, you should tell them there are straight women out here who don't know how to cook that will look for a man that knows how to cook.
There are.
Yeah.
That is true
Yeah.
too.
Facts. Man,
Man.
yeah,
People don't be thinking shit through when they say stuff.
Nah,
man.
they
They
don't.
don't
They
be thinking
don't.
from multiple angles.
They
And the
don't.
power of groupthink is so strong. You know, like
Mhm.
you see people say, "Oh, okay." Like if you see just maybe a 3 or 4 people say the same thing, and then the next thing you know, it's like a whole thing. And like you said, it's like a week-long debate about something that is so trivial and so dumb. Like because it's like, what year are y'all in? This is not the 1950s.
You know what?
Like,
No, go ahead, finish. You can go. You can finish. Were you done?
for me,
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I said,
Wait.
you know what? And you stopped, and I was like, wait, was she done? My
I
bad.
was like,
Are you finished or are you done?
It's so awkward, man.
My bad.
okay.
Nah, but real talk though. Dang, I even forgot what I was gonna say. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You know what? You know what? You know what this is? This whole debate. This whole debate. If anybody that was participating in it, that's a red flag for me. Like if you were saying any of that stuff, that's a red flag for me. Like I'm getting you up out of here. Like okay, nah, I'm not responding to your DMs. I'm not DMing you. Like y'all ain't being on the podcast. Y'all mind is sick. Something wrong with you. If you can't understand the basics of cooking, has nothing to do with somebody's sexuality. Like that shouldn't even be an arguable thing. Like
I'm trying to eat good,
that's
man.
that's kind of like the Kevin Hart and the little dollhouse thing. Like it's just it's just a dollhouse. It's just a toy. Like it's not gonna make anyone gay or not gay. Like
plus that shit was a joke too, man.
it was a joke. No, that's the thing though. It was a joke.
Yeah.
He said in jest or whatever that he was gonna crack the little boy over the head with the thing with the dollhouse. But still, I'm just
That's wild.
It is wild, but like people legit believe that. That's what makes it a joke and make it funny because he was just joking about it. But people genuinely believe that, like wholeheartedly, have that in their heart that if my boy has a dollhouse, he gonna be gay. Like no, he could be the greatest interior designer ever.
Just you saying
going
that
to
statement
architecture
out
from it.
loud just sounds so dumb. Just listen to the way.
My son's not gay. He's gonna be an interior designer.
Man, interior.
He ain't
I
playing
don't
with the
get
Barbie
it.
doll. He's just
They be
trying to
overcharging.
enhance his fashion sense.
Look, when I was a little girl, because I had a brother, I didn't have a sister. I used to make him play the house game with me and stuff. He used to put on a little tutu and stuff. And hey, he's straight as day, but these people are weird.
Yeah,
people are weird.
Yeah, dumb. It's dumb. Like, what if your son wanted to get into classic ballet? You're gonna say, "Oh,
I know some people
not
in
okay."
ballet.
Like,
I know some dudes.
no,
in ballet.
like, there's some dudes that's actually killing it. Like, it's the
Yeah,
same.
that shit's
you
art
have,
form. Like
you have
dudes
dudes
really good.
You have like a lot of black dudes that can like really flip really good. Like they'll go out there in the grass, they'll do all these flips and tumbles in the air and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they could have been on a gymnastics team winning Olympic medals, but that's somehow frowned upon. Like, no, this guy could probably beat a bunch of people out here. You know what I'm saying? We missing out on a male equivalent of Simone Biles because y'all over there judging him because he in tight spandex or whatever for an hour. Okay,
for an hour.
like he was in it for an hour, but now he got an endorsement from Nike for a couple meal. I'll wear whatever spandex. I'll wear a Speedo. $2 million and I'll flip all you want me to. Like, what you mean? Look,
man.
No, that was a bit extreme, but still.
Would you ever wear a kilt?
I'm trying to get that image out of my mind.
Would I wear?
Would you wear a kilt?
Would I wear a kilt?
Yeah.
Shoot, Braveheart wear a kilt. Wear kilts. You know what I'm saying? Them was warriors. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Zulu warriors got kilts or whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Like really, dudes was really the ones wearing dresses. Like everybody walked around in robes. They were slick dresses. It was slick dresses. Like nobody really wore pants. Like unless it was like in the cold areas, like the really cold areas. Like that's where they started wearing pants at because obviously it's cold. It makes sense.
It's cold.
Other places when it wasn't cold, like everybody just free balling. Everybody was, male and female.
I wanted
Everybody
to
was
say that,
T-boned.
but didn't know if I could say that. That's funny.
Yeah,
You
like, for real.
can't analyze
All
stupid,
right.
I tell you.
Yeah, you can.
Mhm.
We go crazy. So up next, Mr. Smooth. What do we have?
What? Oh no. So listen, no, it's not that up next. So listen, this has been this episode.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Thank y'all for watching.
My bad.
We out.